It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Yeah, give me freedom or give me death. To that we pledge allegiances. We the people had enough, it's time we aired our grievances against these treasonous demons. So raise the alarm, cause the pigs are fully taken over on this animal farm. Don't know anymore, this world's gotten too cold to ignore. Shit, is it 2023 or 1984? Thought police up at my door to open fire on me, but I'd rather die on my feet than survive on my knees. And please, we know how they looking at us from up at the top. The tougher they made it for us, the fucking tougher we got. They thought they'd keep us scared forever, but fuck it, we not. We'll send them back to north of Richmond in some cuffs or a box.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. The rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Behind the politicians, there's a far more sinister villain that's power-driven. Only answer to money is their religion. They controlling the way that we live in, keeping us mentally stuck in a prison, so that the fire they know is rebellion never can spread whenever it's risen. But they've been seeing us waking up, and now they fucking afraid, as we the people get to seeing through their fucking charade. We're being played by these elites who would rather see us enslaved, as they lead us by the hand where the land's dug with a grave. And they could kill our character through stories they publish, or they'll just murder us and brand it as suicide to the public, or an accidental overdose. Print the story, run it, say it's fact so people trust it, accept it and move on from it. But it's time to pick a side and get to striking a nerve. In any way we're able, I'm fighting this fight with my words. And if they keep pushing, then fuck it, we inciting the purge. And just to think, all we wanted was the rights we deserve.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. The rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich man, cause the rich man. Rich man knows the rich man, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich man, cause the rich man. Rich man knows the rich man, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
Can you guys hear me? I didn't realize that I was playing it. It was music over music. Music over music. Welcome in, everyone. So, looks like amateur hour every time I go live. But welcome in. I appreciate everybody being here. Delbert Coco, Lou, what up? Tag, what up? Sassy, thank you. Ad for Action, Greg. BJ, JC, what up, JC? Euchre Player, Truth Be Told. Vindicti, what up? Nathan, what up? Jason Zwak, what is up? Speaking of Jason Zwak, speaking of him, Speaking of him,
government, aka a court, cannot prevent the press from publishing information or expressing opinions. Right to publish, an actual right. Media outlets have the right to choose what they want to report on and publish free from government mandates or restrictions or pressure. It also protects the ability to gather information, including accessing sources and conducting investigations. Now, if you consider yourself part of America, or you believe in America, or you have this weird thought that you are an American, then freedom of press is a fundamental principle guaranteeing the right of the individual and media organizations to publish and disseminate information without government censorship or interference. It ensures that news outlets can report on the matters of public interest, investigate wrongdoing, and hold those in power accountable. The freedom is crucial for a well-informed public and a functioning democracy.
interesting. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's something that goes on or is allowed to go on out in Pima County? I don't know. I want to read a couple things today because it just seems like there's a level of dishonesty coming out of Pima County and coming out of Matt Walker specifically that I think it's important to alert the public to. So let's see. We got this trash from Matt Walker. This was his reply in support of petition to amend Rule 122. We're going to go over this real quick because it's straight garbage. And then what we're going to do is Lane had a pretrial interview with some detectives and had a pretrial interview with Matt. And what Matt said, it needs some scrutiny, and we're here to give it to him. So yeah, let's go over this Rule 122, where it's obvious that he reads all the comments because he references one of them, and it's very revealing what he chooses not to say in this. So if you guys remember from the last video I did on all of our replies, there were some pretty savage replies, mine among them, where I talked about Matt Walker and his public corruption. Evelyn, I'm doing good. How about you? Liberty Troll, what up? So yeah, let's just go over this real quick. Pursuant to Rule 28, Rules of the Supreme Court, Matthew A. Walker respectfully submits his reply in support of his petition to adopt amendments to Rule 122, Rules of the Supreme Court, governing recordings in courtrooms as set forth herein and incorporating the previous submitted petition and appendix. The proposed rule amendment should be adopted. I appreciate the Arizona legal entities that have supported this position. The vast majority of the responses in opposition to this petition appear to misunderstand both the relevant law as well as the purpose behind the petition. I don't think so, Matt, but we'll see where you go with this. To reiterate, there is absolutely no First Amendment right to digitally broadcast court proceedings, says Matt. Why, Matt? Why? There's no absolute First Amendment right to digitally broadcast court proceedings. So that must mean that there's a law that prohibits it, because whatever is not included is excluded. So this moron already off to a great start. Doesn't even know the First Amendment. I wonder if Lane asked him if he knew what the First Amendment was. Consequently, those arguing that this rule changes restricts First Amendment rights or will lead to secret courts miss the mark. I'm curious, his last hearing in front of the sovereign Lewinsky, if Tucson Police Suck wasn't in that courtroom, would it have been a secret court hearing? Yeah, it would have been a secret court hearing. So, Matt, shut the fuck up. The petition does not seek to limit either the right to open court or the right to report on court proceedings, as the petition acknowledged. Those rights are fundamental and paramount. Oh, yeah. I'm expecting some intellectual honesty coming up after a statement like that. Everyone is welcome to sit in the Arizona courtroom. Oh, everyone is? Matt, you fucking idiot. The judge for themselves the fairness and efficacy of Arizona's court proceedings. Everyone is free to report on what occurs there. Everyone except Lane Myers. Everyone except Lane Myers is free to report on what occurs there. He doesn't even understand his own stupidity here. And upon a request to the court, entities may be entitled to broadcast what occurs there. Well, that's not true. Everyone is free to report on what occurs there, and upon a request to the court. Well, no, you fucking moron. That's not how it is. Let's get the rule up. Okay. Just get down to the meat and potatoes of things. Okay. H. Personal audio recorders required notice to the court. A person may use a personal audio recorder during the proceedings, but the person must notify. Here, let's make sure that we're precise about our words, because words mean things, right? So, Matt, I know that you're a retard and that this is going to be hard for you, but let's try again, all right? Let's just try here. But person must notify the judge or his staff prior using the device. Okay, that's interesting. Let's slide this over. Is that what it says here? Everyone is free to report on what occurs there, and upon request to the court, entities may be entitled to broadcast what occurs there. Well, what? No. Notify. Request. Notify. Request. Is there a difference between notify and request? This petition does not seek to prevent court live streaming. What if somebody denies the request? Would that effectively deny live streaming, court live streaming? Notify. Okay. A person who uses a personal audio recorder is not required to submit a request. What? Huh? Why? It seems like, oh, I'm sorry. It seems like it's pretty clear, right? Okay. A person who uses a personal audio recorder is not required to submit a request. That's weird. Everyone is free to report on what occurs there, and upon a request to the court, entities may be entitled to broadcast what occurs there. Well, no, that's not the rule, Matt. See, Matt is trying to convolute and contort everything into a bunch of straight bullshit, and he thinks that that a request and notify they must be the same thing to this retarded legal loser, Matt Walker. This petition does not seek to prevent court live streaming. Oh, okay. But whether and to what extent such live streaming or broadcasting occurs must be at the discretion of each individual judge, not a subjective interpretation of a court rule that predated the advent of smartphones and other modern day technologies to allow such broadcasting to occur. I wish that I didn't have to spend my time even talking about this moron. Amended, effective 2014. Probably had live streaming capabilities in 2014, Matt. I don't know. Probably in 2013. Probably in 2009. What a legal loser. Okay. Where were we? Not a subjective interpretation of the court rule that predated the advent of smartphones. Okay. I don't think that's entirely true. And other modern day technologies that allow such broadcasting to occur. All the petition asks is that the court clarify whether court attendees have an unfettered right to broadcast court proceedings only upon notice to the court, as the rule states, as many seem to think Rule 22H grants. Okay, well, I mean, why doesn't he? So, let me get this straight. Many seem to think Rule 22 grants this, right? I'm one of those many. In my years in college, my focus was English literature. I like to read, right? So, reading and understanding what words say, it's actually something that I'm okay at. I'm decent at reading comprehension. And maybe I'm missing something. So maybe you idiots can help me. Let's go over it. H, personal audio recorders, required notice to the court. I want to know if there's any ambiguity here at all. Any, even the slightest. I need to see it in the comments, guys. A person may use a personal audio recorder. That's clear. A person may use a personal audio recorder during a proceeding. Okay. We've established the fact that you can use an audio recorder during a proceeding, but the person must notify the judge or the judge's staff prior to using the device. Okay? Okay, we're making some progress here. Whether court attendees have an unfettered right to broadcast court proceedings, only upon notice to the court, as many seem to think. Okay. Well, we're going to go to the text, and we're going to see if the text seems to think, if the text seems to relay whether or not that's the case. A person who uses a personal audio recorder is not required to submit a request under paragraph C of this rule. There's absolutely no ambiguity there. A person who uses a personal audio recorder is not required to submit a request under paragraph C of this rule. But a person who wishes to record or broadcast the audio portion of the proceeding with a device that is not on the person must do so. Okay, so if you're bringing equipment in there and you're not, if you're being, we would call that actually, I don't even know that we can say, okay, this is a disruption, but there's more of a chance, right, that somebody with bulky camera equipment that's in there, that it could be construed as, what was the word that they used? Okay, so must not be obtrusive, distracting, or otherwise prohibited. Okay, so we're gonna start with, if you keep it on your person, right? If you got a smartphone and you wanted to do the audio, you can do it, right? It's got to be on your person, right? Which means within your possession, right? In your hands, in your pocket, on you, right? Okay, but if a person wants to show up with camera equipment and stuff like that, where it may be obtrusive, distracting, or otherwise prohibited, then the use is subject to the prohibitions in paragraph K. Let's read K. A person is not permitted to photograph, record, or broadcast a proceeding in the following circumstances. Okay, no use of recordings while the judge is off the bench. May use a recording device in the courtroom only when the judge is on the bench, and the use of recording must terminate when the judge leaves the bench, except provided in paragraph I. Okay, well, okay, that seems like something that everybody would be able to follow, right? No jurors. Cameras must not be placed to show jurors. Okay, we're talking about audio only. No attorney conferences, audio recordings, bench between a judge and counsel, off the record conferences between attorneys and clients. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about documents. We're not talking about juvenile proceedings. So these are the prohibitions, and none of them apply. Okay, that's a cool story, Matt. All right, let's get back to this legal loser and his nonsense. Okay, so it sounds like you do have an unfettered right to broadcast the court proceedings upon notice to the court, as it's not as many seem to think. It's not a matter of, oh, many seem to think. It's a matter of, that's what's written in black and white. It's right there. It's right there, Matt. This fucking retard. So, for those stating the law already allows courts to restrict broadcasting and recording, it's not clear why they oppose this petition at all. Regardless, this confusion warrants clarification and guidance from this court. Matt's confused, so he needs people smarter than him to clarify it for him. This petition appears to have generated significant amount of out-of-state interest, which is probably not surprising given that it seeks to restrain a method through which out-of-state commoners consume content. But court proceedings are not meant to be consumed as content. They're meant to be open public hearings, Matt. Court proceedings impact lives, so they should be done in secret. They impact the lives of the civil plaintiffs, defendants, of victims, of witnesses, of the criminal defendants. Indeed, many criminal defendants who go into court likely do so at a low point in their lives. Oh, Matt's concerned. Matt's concerned about the criminal defendants. He's so concerned that he follows the rules of criminal procedure. He follows the rules of evidence. He follows the court rules and gets all of the criminal defendants. He makes sure that their due process rights are preserved. That's what Malpractice Matt always makes sure, and he does. Okay, so indeed, many criminal defendants who go into court likely do so at a low point in their lives. And how could they not? How could it not be a low point in their life when they have the corrupt Tucson City prosecutor or the corrupt Pima County prosecutor trying to prosecute them for no crimes? Yeah, I'd say it's a low point. This is a low point in my life. What's going on here is a low point in my life, watching what's going on to Lane. But Matt, it's okay. Matt's concerned. Matt's super concerned. He wants everybody to know that this impacts people, and that, criminal defendants come here at a low point. So secret courts, they may not want these low points redistributed as content all over the world. What? Well, if we just change the word from content to public court hearings, it kind of changes everything, right? It's not content, Matt. This is a guy's life that you're trying to throw in the garbage. Matt's trying to throw Lane Meyer's life in the garbage. She's trying to get him sentenced to life in prison, and he thinks that this is content for people to consume. No, Matt. People see what's going on and they're pissed off. They're enraged, Matt. Because this isn't what's supposed to happen in America. This isn't the America that any of us well, I'll speak for myself. It's not the America that I pictured for me and for my family. They may not want these low points redistributed as content all over the world, but does he mention the fact that the court is broadcasting these also? Simply so YouTube creators can make money off their circumstances. Okay, so Matt thinks that I'm making money off of their circumstances. Okay, so, yep, some money's coming in. Yep. And then all that money's going back out to pay for, to enrich somebody in Pima County through commissary, through their phone calls, through the PIN debit. They've got the hugest racket going on. I'm not sure, there's only a couple people in the chat that have given up their autonomy to speak with Lane, and you see the racket that they're running. They see the racket. So Matt thinks that this is about money. Matt thinks, I don't know how you could watch any of the videos that I've done and been like, oh, this guy's just in it for the money, but there's people like that, so whatever. They can go ahead and think that, and Matt can go ahead. To my knowledge, ever interacted with any of those commenters? Huh. I will let these comments and commenters speak for themselves. Oh. Well, it's not true that you've never interacted. Given that I have not, to my knowledge, ever interacted with any of those commenters. Matt, that's a lie. We spoke on the phone. Matt, we spoke on the phone. So you want to lie? To his knowledge, this is the thing about dirty, corrupt police, dirty, corrupt prosecutors, dirty, corrupt government parasites, is that this is all they have to say. They'll go into court. They'll go into their pretrial interviews. They'll write it on their motions to the Supreme Court, and they'll just say, "Oh, I don't remember. It's mental retardation time. It's to remember anything that I've ever learned." So, given that I have not, to my knowledge, ever interacted with any of those commenters, well, you have interacted with me, so you're a dirty fucking liar. I will let these comments and commenters speak for themselves. Well, given that you have spoken to me and that was a lie, we can let my comment speak for itself because it absolutely savages you, Matt. This court should absolutely consider each individual comment as it considers whether an individual should be able to broadcast court proceedings only upon notice to the court, as the rule states. The number of anonymous responses to the petition is also telling. Is it? Is it telling, Matt? Is it telling that we see that you are attacking people that stand up against the government, and it's confusing to you? Then it's also telling, Matt? Is that it? Because people want to keep their anonymity? Well, I gave my name. I gave my address. I gave my phone number. Come see me, Matt. Come see me, buddy. It's clear to those commenting anonymously in the Supreme Court petition, public forum recognizes and acknowledges the importance of safeguarding their own personal information, even as they urge an absolute right to obtain information regarding others confronting far more serious issues in a courtroom. Well, it hinges on one simple thing. Are the court hearings supposed to be open public hearings, Matt? Or are they supposed to be conducted in secret courts? What do you guys think? Oh, Warren's here? Warren, what up? Warren actually left a comment I don't, maybe it was the Edgewater video. Warren's coming around, guys. He's not a bootlicker anymore. It's about Matt. Exactly. Well, you know, that's true. That's right, JC. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't recall. Not to my knowledge. But he wants to specifically acknowledge Arizona resident and commoner Roy Tripoloni's thoughtful comment, notwithstanding that it opposes the motion. To be clear, I do not necessarily disagree with him. Rule 122 probably has been inconsistently interpreted and inconsistently applied. Yeah, because you don't understand what notice means, Matt. You're retarded. Of course, sometimes this is simply the way things go in different courtrooms in front of different judges. Of course, sometimes this is just simply the way things go in different courtrooms. They can just do whatever they want, like Metcalf, right? He can just do whatever he wants. This is the Supreme Court rule, but I'm not going to follow it because I don't know why. Just because. Metcalf's gonna have a rude awakening come trial time. I'll tell you that. So, of course, sometimes this is simply the way things go in different courtrooms in front of different judges. Yep, there's kangaroos, and they do whatever they want. And perhaps the fairest outcome is for each courtroom to have its own live stream, with notice to everyone in the courtroom that family of court participants, media members, and otherwise disinterested observers can access. No more, no less. Many courtrooms already do this. Okay, so why can't I do it? Why, if the court can do it, Matt doesn't have a problem with the court doing it, but he has a problem with people creating and preserving their own record. Okay, that's weird. Why? Why would you have there's only one reason. There's only one reason that you would want to prevent somebody from creating their own record, and that's that you're trying to hide what's going on. I don't know how it could be argued any other way. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this? Anybody? Why is Warren worried about his GoFundMe? So why is he not using it? Warren, you have no idea what. Maybe you should read the description and the GoFundMe. And you don't know to what extent he's using it or not using it. Jesus, man. Absent that, however, discretion regarding broadcasting must remain with the judge. Absent that. Okay, absent the courts doing a live stream and making it public. If the court doesn't make it public, discretion needs to remain with the judge. If the judge wants if you get a judge that wants secret courts, that's what you got. Discretion regarding broadcasting must remain with the judge, as discretion for all other rulings and business within the individual courtroom remains with the judge. Okay, this position seeks to do exactly one thing: ensure that judges can proceed with confidence that they can retain that discretion. I urge the court to amend Rule 122 consistent with the petition and the comments in support of the amendment. Trash. Matt, your arguments are garbage. And you're garbage. I'm going to go back. I'm going to read one more. I was made aware after the fact, JC, I apologize, that although I thought that it looked like AI, this was not an AI. So because of that, it's going to get a reading. And we're just going to, what we're going to do, we're going to think about Matt. We're going to think about Matt while we read this. I have the top chat on instead of the live. Lost sound. Can you guys hear me? Lenny, can you hear me? I hope we didn't lose sound. It says there's sound. Simba said garbage, so I know that somebody must hear me, right? Trash. Legal loser trash. Somebody let me know that you can hear the audio before I go on. Thank you. All right, I would like to voice my strong opposition to the petition to amend Supreme Court Rule 122, the first. The hierarchy of laws places the Constitution as the highest law of the land. The First Amendment protects the people's right to free speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition. The public hearings of the court are matters of interest of the public, funded by the public, in courtrooms open to the public. It is unthinkable that members of the public would be required to request permission from the government actors in the United States of America to record silently in any other public setting. Consider the First Amendment implications if the public were required to request permission to record Derek Chauvin as he squeezed the life out of George Floyd. Unethical prosecutors and judges have as strong an interest in restricting or limiting their exposure as the police did on that day. However, the police on the scene knew that they could not stop the recording. Offenses every bit as egregious to life, limb, and liberty take place in our courtrooms. They just happen slower. Prosecutor Matt Walker is begging the court to turn off the recorder, to let only his voice be the narrative of the truth of the proceedings in which he loses. Remind him that this is America. Any reduction in transparency allows offenses to the rule of law inside courtrooms to happen away from the public eye and erodes the public trust in the judiciary. Taxing a right. The 24th Amendment and the Supreme Court ruling Harper v. Virginia State Board of Electors ruled a poll tax unconstitutional. The people have the right to free press and disseminate matters of public interest to the public. Making recording under 122 discretionary at the whims of the judges causes the public to pay $35 for recordings of each hearings, dissuading the public from engaging in the press. It's actually even worse than that, because as everybody knows, I order all of these, right? And as soon as this new kangaroo came in, they have a court reporter in the courtroom now. So when I went and ordered the court audio for $35, I was told, "Oh no, you don't get access to the $35 recording because we had somebody in there transcribing. So you have to pay for the transcription." Okay, cool story. I mean, I love how open and transparent the courts are being. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? You can't record notice. No, you don't need to give notice. There's no more notice anymore. This is a permission-seeking exercise. They can deny it. You can request the $35 audio, but they're going to tell you, "Oh, well, guess what? We didn't actually record this one because we had a court reporter in there, and she was recording and typing everything for you. You can pay $500 or whatever the fuck it is and get your copy." Okay, that's a cool story. If the Arizona Supreme Court passes this petition, this would become an unavoidable fee, and much more in many cases. In the Supreme Court case, Minneapolis Star versus Minnesota Commer ruled that a tax on ink against newspapers was unconstitutional. This court changing Rule 22 would be placing the right to press behind a paywall. Absolutely agree. Transparency. I'm a member of the public who has listened to many court hearings captured via the official Arizona court feed, as well as hearings recorded by participants of the cases and members of the gallery recorded under Rule 122. I have heard instances in which the personal recording devices of the gallery have captured discussions between defense attorneys, prosecutors, and/or judges before the official proceedings and before the official record of the proceeding began without the defendant present. These conversations may be considered ex parte. The content of these conversations could be relevant to the disposition of the case or the appeal, without the current provision of prior notification being required to record a separate hearing to approve a request would need to be held. Can you imagine the bog down if the courts were actually going to treat this with some degree of intellectual honesty, how the courts would just grind to a halt? So let me get this straight. If somebody makes a request if ABC 15 comes in and makes a request for Lane's trial, we're gonna pause and we're gonna have a hearing on it. What if NBC whatever and CBS and Fox, what if there's all these requests? Are we gonna just push the trial date back? I thought there were specific requirements in order to change a trial date. I don't know. Matt seems to think that that there's not going to be any downstream consequences to this, right? Oh, I know why. Because we can just deny it then. Nobody will even know that it ever happened. Okay. Sweet. Where was I? The conversation before or after the official record would likely not have been captured, as the hearing for the request for permission to record may not have taken place yet. Dependability. I have heard many official live feed hearings of cases in which there are clearly unintentional lapses in the audio feed, and maybe intentional. Sometimes only seconds, sometimes minutes. I have heard cases where there is no court reporter present, with the judge explaining that the hearing will be transcribed from the recording of the live feed. How will they transcribe the missing audio? How do they know what was said? Who decides which missing instant would or would not be relevant to the disposition of the case? What the recording of the death of George Floyd shows us is that no one can know the importance of the moment. The more recording devices in the courtroom, the better the dependability of the record. And just to that point, if somebody made the request, if a news agency or even an individual made the request to do the recording, that de facto becomes a public record. So if there is this equipment in there, this just possibly distracting equipment in there, the judge, that is the permission seeking exercise, right? The judge can say, okay, we're going to allow you to be in here and film, not just record the audio, which can be done like this. Okay, record. I'm just going to put this in my pocket here. And Metcalf would say, well, sir, I see that black mirror in your pocket. It's a distraction. I can't focus. Like the dabbler, you got to slow down. You can't talk so fast. Oh, you're out of time. And we'll just have it all be hidden. It'll all be hidden. But this is obtrusive and distracting, because it's actually true. It is those things, because the judge sees this, the prosecutor sees this, and they say, oh my God, who's going to hear this? Who's going to see this? Am I going to get exposed for all of my lawlessness? And Matt just says, well, Metcalf, there's one way we can avoid this. You're the only one. You're the only one that you get the final say so. You get to do what the fuck ever. Okay. Cool story, Matt. But the fact remains, where's the record? What about the record? How do we know what was said? Who decides which missing instant would or would not be relevant to the disposition of the case? What the recording of the death of George Floyd shows us is that no one can know the importance of the moment. No one can know the importance of the moment. What a powerful statement. The more recording devices in the courtroom, the better the dependability of the record. And exactly, if they had that one news station in there, that, whether it's being live streamed or not, their record becomes a record available to the public. So if ABC's in there with their camera, NBC can go up to the ABC guy and say, hey, I need that footage. That's public footage at that point. It's a public record. It's a public hearing in a public courtroom, Matt. You fucking idiot. Following the rules. Inferior judges under the jurisdiction of the Arizona Supreme Court are routinely violating Rule 122 as it stands in favor of secrecy at the request of unethical prosecutors. If this court grants judges more discretion, more secrecy, and a corresponding erosion of the... If this court grants judges more discretion, more secrecy, and a corresponding erosion of confidence in the proceedings will follow. Respectfully, John Fallow. Sorry I didn't read that that day, JC. I wish I had. It's a powerful statement. But what do you say, Matt? You know, what's the retort? What's the retort to that? Well, it's clear that if it wasn't captured on the audio, it doesn't make it into the record. And it seems like the audio cuts out at some very suspicious moments during these hearings, I would say. Thank you, Grateful Dabs. Free Lane Myers is right. So, the legal loser, Matt, the incompetent legal loser. Is that it? No. All right, so not what I'm looking for. Not looking for my picture in my picture. That's what I want. So, bro, I'm not giving you a call after this live stream. I hate talking on the phone, bro. That's why I don't answer the phone. And that's why I never call you back. Because I hate talking on the phone. It's one of my least favorite things to do. I fucking hate it. But, anyway. Alright, so we got this trash, right? And then we've got pretrial interviews, right? So we got some pretrial interviews, and what do you think? What do you think the answer to Matt's questions, to the questions that Matt had? What do you think? Where is it? How do you think Matt answers his questions? Okay. How do you think Matt's memory was during the pretrial interview? You guys think that he was honest? All right. Well, we got some news, so we'll just you know, we'll get right into it, right? Mr. Myers asked Mr. Walker, Malpractice Matt, the incompetent legal loser, asked him if he signed a loyalty oath. I'm going to go to the comments. What do you think Matt's response was? Nobody blocked you, land of enrichment. What do you think it is, guys? Well, Here it is. It's a shocker. Shocking news. Breaking news. Shocking breaking news. Matt doesn't know. He's not sure. He's not sure if he signed a loyalty oath. What? You're not sure you signed a loyalty oath? So, here, let's see if let's do the city of Tucson loyalty oath. Let's see if they got a copy of that. Officers, so this is Arizona Revised Statute 38-231. Officers and employees required to take a loyalty oath. Okay. In order to ensure statewide application of this section on a uniform basis, each board, commission, agency, and independent office of the state or any of its political subdivisions and of any county, city, town, municipal corporation, school district, public educational institution shall completely reproduce this section so that the form of the written oath or affirmation required in this section contains all of the provisions of this sections for by all officers and employees of all boards, commissioners, agencies, and independent officers. Any officer or employee who fails to take or subscribe to the oath or affirmation provided by this section within the time limits prescribed by the section is not entitled to any compensation until the officer or the employee does so take and subscribe to the form or oath or affirmation prescribed in this section. All right, so Matt's got to sign one of these. Says he shouldn't get paid. He shouldn't get any money if he hasn't signed any. But he doesn't know. And I imagine that his employee file is that's probably lost. So Matt, he's not sure if he takes the oath, even though everybody takes the oath, right? He's not sure he takes the oath, but everybody takes the oath. Okay, sweet. That's a really cool story, Matt. But that's not the most compelling news, right? That's not the most compelling news to come out of this. And we come back to this because Matt's a dirty liar. And it's this document here that exposes his lies. He I don't know if this came from Matt or the detective interviewed. I'm not sure if this was a question that was asked to Matt or just the defendant. But Matt seems to have communicated to the detective that Lane was going to kill his wife. Okay? So, sounds like the detective. Matt originally thought Lane was going to kill his wife. Okay. I know, guys. I know. Buckle up. Because if that's true, and we already know to question anything that comes out of Matt Walker's mouth, anything that's written on paper by Matt Walker, because he is the dirtiest of liars. We think that Shannon Walker and her lies are revealing. Well, Matt is a master manipulator, right? All day, every day, that's all he does is lie and manipulate people. And he just assumes, right, that nobody's going to catch him on any of his bullshit. But, he's exposed here because this right here is a motion for examination of the defendant's competence pursuant to Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure 11.2. Okay, so this is a 47-page document that we've already gone over, and we're not going to go over all of it again. But the main thing is that this was filed after Matt was emasculated in court, right? So before he wrote this happened.
And she lost her shit just like you're doing it, bro. I'm telling you, I can see. Next time, objection. So you made your witnesses.
Myers, sit down.
Tell him to state for the record. Where's the witness list?
You'll have a chance to respond.
If he's made the witness,
you'll have a chance to respond when he's done. Okay? I'm not preventing him to speak. Just have kind of be orderly.
he goes, look, I got your public record request. So he's lying again. He's lying. He just said I should be held in contempt for releasing a public record received under a public records request. He's lying. He's attempting to manipulate because I sound crazy and all that. He's trying to be the voice of reason. He's the voice of lies.
Okay. Yeah.
The voice of lies. That's what Matt Walker is. The voice of lies. So this happened. He talks about visiting the wife during this hearing. Talks about going to the neighbor's house in this hearing. All of this happened prior. This is all prior to this being filed, which was filed on October 8th at 9 a.m. Okay, so Matt's gonna say to the detective. So he's going to say to the detective, in order to get these bullshit charges, he's going to say to the detective, we think that Lane is going to kill Shannon. That's what he tells the detective. We think that Lane is going to kill Shannon. He's going to kill my wife, bro. You need to take this seriously. Okay. And then he files this motion for reexamination and doesn't mention it. He mentions none of it. He doesn't mention that he seems like this person is unsafe or a risk. He doesn't talk about any... the state recognizes that the standard for competence is not merely disruptive behavior, vulgar behavior, or even threatened behavior, but rather the ability to understand the nature and the objectives of the proceedings. But who cares about any of that if he's making threats to your wife? Who cares about any of this? It must be in here, right? It must be in here somewhere. We feared that Lane was going to kill Shannon, but we didn't mention it anywhere to anybody ever. Okay. We only mentioned it to the perjurous detectives. Is that how it works, Matt? Okay, Matt. It's going to be a rough go, bro. I don't know how you're going to say you guys feared for Shannon's safety. Well, why didn't you mention that during this 47-page document that he's going to kill him? Well, this was October. This is October. Why wasn't he charged then? So let me get this straight. Matt Walker tells before October 8th, Matt Walker tells the detectives that I think that Lane Walker is going to kill my wife. And then you don't do anything until March? And we're supposed to take you seriously. We're supposed to take this seriously? Yeah, that's a good point. It's an excellent point, JC. We thought Lane was going to kill Shannon, even though he never made any threatening statements ever. Ever. There were no true threats ever. Okay. All right. That's sweet. Okay. So, there it is. Matt, the legal loser. The incompetent legal loser. Let's just do a real quick skim through this, make sure I didn't miss it. You would think it would be bold. Defendant, it would be in bold. Wants to murder my wife. That's serious. I mean, that's serious, right? So Matt Walker tells the detective, Lane's going to kill my wife. Shannon Walker tells the detective, my ex, Lane Myers. Let's amp this up. Let's amp it up, guys. Let's amp it up. We can just amp it. We're going to amp it up. Okay. That's sweet. Yeah, I got something. Let's see if I can bring it up. Clips. That in drafts. Interesting. Trying to watch this clip here, but I wonder if they've gotten into his videos to take it down. Sounds like something shady that they would do.
I'm gonna expose everybody. This channel should be called Lane Myers Exposes. And I don't mean in an only fan way. In a mostly fan way. Because most of my viewers are my fans, but I got a lot of people who watch my channel who aren't subscribing or liking because they hate me, which is just as good as love. Because all good relationships require a little bit of hate and a lot of love. Because agape. But I got to get back, and so please call these fucking idiots over and tell them that Lane Myers sent. Make sure you say, I'm calling, Lane Myers gave me your number. Lane Myers. Say, Lane Myers sent me. We got to see if they'll try to charge me with some, he's telling he's on his YouTube telling them to call us. Let's see if they'll charge me with that too. Come on, rack them up, baby. Hurt and is calling Samantha Walker a cunt. I'm gonna expose everybody. Channel should be called.
Yeah. So, okay. But where's the threats? She feared for her life. Where's the threats? Because he's put forth no evidence. I'll just get in there and say that. Put forth no evidence. These people, they just lie. They lie. And they lie, and they lie. It's all they know how to do. And the thing is who stands up, right? Are you encouraged to stand up after this? Police rants, appreciate that. Thank you. And then I'm not, I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I don't know if Vicky's in the chat. But Vicky, I wanted to say thank you. You purchased commissary last week for Lane. So I want to just make sure that I said that and that I appreciated it. So thank you. That's about all I've got, guys. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about Malpractice Matt. I could go on and on and on about him, about this guy. There he is. There he is. There's the guy. There he is. I wonder when Shannon found out that that he was going to kill her. I wonder if he ever told Shannon, "Listen, babe, I'm just making this up." Or I wonder if he just said, "Babe, he's trying to kill you. Lane Myers is trying to kill you." And there she is. You see her. Oh, really? Really? He did? But where are the true threats? That's right, Buzz. Doesn't get any dirtier than Malpractice Matt, the incompetent legal loser. What up, Lawrence? I feel harassed daily by this guy. You're right? All right. What do you guys think? Wrap it up here. Let's see if I can get one more. We'll do two, actually. How about that? All right, we'll listen to a tune here, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, let me know if you have any questions. And reach out to Matt, because he's a moron.
My name is Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Hey, my name is Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, we ain't playing with you. Step your ass up. What you wanna do? And get your ass knocked down. What you wanna do? Get ready. What you wanna do? 3-6 Mafia. Let's go. Yeah. We ain't playing. It's going down. We gon' hit him with the left, hit him with the right. We gon' hit him with the left, hit him with the right. It's a fight, head bust him, It's a fight, head bust him, We gon' hit him with the left, hit him with the right. We gon' hit him with the left, hit him with the right. It's a fight, head bust him, It's a fight, head bust him,
See, I'm the king of the ring. Ring the bell and I'm coming out swing. Swinging left, swinging right till they ding. He hit the ground, bounced up like a spring. Hit him again, not like a bird, he start to sing. Bright lights, cameras flashing like bling. He started seeing things. Now I got him hands and knees on the floor, crawling to the corner crying. I'm the man, there's no defeating. And the ground, you will be eating. I'm
get him on the stand. Let's get him on the stand, folks. Come on, Matt. Come on, Shannon. Let's get him on the stand, everybody. All right. Crazy, guys. We live in some alternate universe. All right, I appreciate everybody being here.
reap is what you sow.
This is a public service.